Welcome to the fourth video of quote-unquote Alarak Reborn. Very fancy sounding title. I actually have a new headset here. We'll see how well this audio quality sounds. Paid $50 for it at Banco Center. Hopefully it's not complete garbage. But at the end of the last video we actually managed to get Empower Me. Also, you might notice I'm actually talking this time. I had a relative staying over last night who was passing through town and was asleep and I didn't want to wake him up. So now I can talk. Let's do this. Now we have Empower Me, and it's still brutal, random. So, as I mentioned on the forum post about this, some analysis, right? Stalkers are okay early game, and Wrathwalker's kind of mediocre until the level 6 upgrade. But Mass Stalkers does not seem to work that great. You just have a problem with all of them attacking on some maps. So I think I'm going to go Stalkers for a while, then try to add in a few Wrathwalkers. In other words, not a pure Wrathwalker force. Not a pure Stalker force. Because normally I'd say I don't even bother with Stalkers. But I think it's probably going to be better at least have some Stalkers and drop some Wrathwalkers just due to that charge time. Because then it's so easy to get like 10 Wrathwalkers shooting at one Marine right now or something. It's bad. Alright, so we have minor evacuation. That should be pretty easy, frankly. Bonus objectives are really the only things that seem like they could be difficult. By bonus objectives, I mean the bots, whatever they're called. On the bottom right. Why can't I remember what they're called? That's not executioners. Eradicators, that's it, eradicators. I mean, given the theme of the mission, I suppose I could try the Vanguards, but I don't know how effective they'll really be here. I suppose I can try doing a very mixed army cup and just seeing what happens.
Everything's gone straight to hell, Commanders. This mining operation is over, and we need...
Vanguards would have a much better defined role in a game that didn't have Alarak's Destruction Wave or Ascended Psi Orbs or anything along those lines.
I'll send you the coordinates of our ships. You set up a perimeter at one of them. Its pilot will start the launch sequence.
You have too few minerals.
And for the most part, I imagine, we could probably beat this mission doing nothing but just Mass Stalker. No Supplicants, no Havocs, no nothing. So I don't know how much that necessarily proves. Oh, and great. The first thing, why is it sometimes there, why is it sometimes here, and why is it sometimes over there? Like, why isn't it always the one next to the second base? I sincerely don't get it. Shouldn't it be, you know, consistent, especially given that makes a huge difference between being able to be expanding already during that first ship defense, at least as Alarak? Ah.
Your workers must gather more minerals.
building an extra probe for now, and I'll be using that to maneuver and set up a pylon here, and then set up the second base eventually.
Gather all. Did you think you could warp there?
My people don't have much time. They gotta launch soon, whether you're there or not.
Finally. These captains think they can defeat the enemy. Such fatal evils. How shall we serve? Your allies.
Thanks for the Banshees, I guess.
The ship's trying to launch without you. They can't get off the ground before the infested arrive.
My blades have met the enemy. Your allies have entered combat without you. No. So goes the decision. As I desire. Towards our base. Oh, most unwise.
Ship's ready to go. Commanders, feel free to pull back from that launch point.
Of course I am needed.
What do we have here?
Because I will it.
Alright, let's go clear our base.
The enemy is attacking your probes.
Oh, I lost the probe.
What? Research complete.
That enemy attack is on its way. Intercept it before it reaches the ship.
As I will. Of course I am needed. Only as I will.
Oh, so this ship isn't even a thing. How interesting.
You address the heart. Must I compensate for your weakness in the same?
Hyperion's on its way.
Your allies have entered combat without you. So shall it be.
Call that thing Blightbringer. Meanest Zerg I've ever seen. You might want to take it out if you can. Don't forget about that enemy attack. It'll wipe out a ship much faster than the infested.
I needed to keep microwave and I didn't, so I lost Alarak.
Hopefully, Amon will think twice before trying that again, but I doubt it. Keep your guard up. You'll have to keep the infested at bay.
Oh, he's already triggering the next one. Wow.
Without you. Do try to stay out of my way. allies have entered combat without you. Do not. As I. The hour, your upgrade is complete. The enemy has cloaked units. Deploy our detectors. Your upgrade is ready for use. So your allies have entered combat without you. You require more investment again. Your allies have entered combat without you.
A fair number of my people have made it to orbit, but we've still got a ways to go. I think Blightbringer is gonna burrow into the ground. If you want to squash it, do it fast.
Have entered combat without you. You must construct my life for the High Lord. Did you think you... So shall it be.
Let's go after Blightbringer.
What? Your allies have entered combat without you. As I desire, we are reforged. You address...
You best get ready. The enemy's headed for our base.
Of course I am. As I will it. Your allies have...
Why are Amon's forces up there? That's interesting.
I agree with this choice. Only because your nexus point is under assault. Must I compensate for your weakness?
Incoming infested. Stop them from reaching the ship.
I've entered combat without you. As I desire. Your nexus point, your allies have entered combat without you.
Oh wow, like, how much health did Blightbringer get away with there? Oh wow, they completely demolished that.
So shall it.
Well,
Your allies
Won't bring back the people it killed, but thank you for at least giving them justice.
pylons power you. My life for the High Lord.
I'm calling in the Hyperion.
Your allies have entered combat without you. So shall it be. Your allies have entered
Those
combat.
eradicators are out of control. They could be dangerous. If you can, try to break them down. Amon's forces are inbound, and that ship is defenseless.
Your allies have entered combat without you.
Don't let the infested destroy the ship. My people's lives are at stake. These are the last of our ships. We lose another, and we're done for.
that was bad. Really bad.
You address the High as I will be. You have insufficient supply. Your allies have entered combat without you.
Well, that's one fewer disaster to worry about. Thank you, commanders.
You must construct additional pylons.
If only I had any idea why we don't have it. We're not expanding there at all. I guess the Raynor's like, I don't need him. I guess. Oh well. I mean, probably we don't. I guess I'm just used to doing it. It would have saved a lot of resources if I hadn't, wasted them on this.
How shall we serve?
Got an enemy attack coming for our base. Stay frosty.
So,
You can't attack the Eradicators after they're back in the facility. Hurry
Looks
up
like
if
we
you
have
want to
extra
destroy them.
probes, so let's go say goodbye to the probes.
as not research complete. Did you think you could warp there? So you have left your probes undefended. Do not waste my time. I am here in the ship.
Let's see if he'll actually come for the Eradicators.
Enemies on the move. Gotta put a stop to them, commanders. They're heading for the ship again. You know what to do.
I am here in the shadows. State your request.
It looks like he's coming back, so I'll just move forward.
Choice. Only because I will it. Speak now. Pledge your power to me. Your allies have entered combat without you. My supplicants.
You just saved a lot of lives, commanders. We owe you big. Don't know why these guys want us dead, but I'm glad you're here to defend us. Never did trust those things. That's what you get when the KMC tries to copy Umojan tech.
Ours. Did you think I am here in the shadows? Your upgrade is ready.
Definitely not feeling like I'm playing all that swell here.
Back to the shadows. Blades have met the enemy. Speak.
Here we go. Keep the ship safe, commanders.
I do not take kindly to intruders. Our enemies will learn that soon enough. The hour is upon us. Your allies have entered combat without you.
Calling down the Hyperion.
Even my structure would have more fight than you. Your death will serve me. Your allies have entered combat without you. The hour is upon us. Your allies have entered combat without you. You may now empower me. Your allies have entered combat without you. Your nexus point is under assault. Your allies have entered combat without you. Of course I am here in the shadows.
Evacuation efforts are going well, commanders. Just gotta keep protecting those ships.
Your army is already at maximum supply. Upgrade complete. State your request. Ever atoning. State thy bidding. My sacrifice. What? Of course I am needed.
Common enemy attack. They're headed for one of the ships.
And I guess the idea is they attack for like 160 versus buildings, so two of them can burst down a photon cannon or something. I guess.
Speak. Now. Hostile forces are approaching us. Great them. What?
Starting the launch sequence. That's sure to get the infested's attention.
Back to the shadows.
Like if we do an AoE attack here, right?
Allies have entered combat without you.
It's not really that impressive.
That bought that ship a little more time. It might make all the difference.
Where are you all going?
Combat without you. The fires of conflict burn bright.
He can go push if he wants. We can't afford to risk them sneaking past and killing us, so... Where are you coming? You coming down there now?
Your enemy strikes. Even my structures put up more of a fight than you. Your allies have entered combat without you.
I'm detecting an enemy attack. They're heading towards us now.
Without you.
I'm gonna keep him busy long enough, I guess. 25 seconds.
Your allies have entered combat without you. Your allies have entered.
Oh wait, shit, we have a whole nother transport to
Evacuation
go.
in progress.
Because we lost that one earlier. Wow, I'm stupid.
Another ship is out of time. Its pilot has no choice but to launch soon.
Your allies have entered combat without you. The enemy is attacking your probes.
I mean, what I really should have done is build up some photon cannons at least. But I thought that was it for some reason.
Combat without you. Your enemy strikes in a pylon.
Like, it's not even really AoEing anything here. Wow.
So goes the chain of ascension. Your allies have entered.
I don't think there's any point in
Copy
rebuilding,
infested. Keep them
so
off
we
of
just
that
defend
ship,
that ship.
commanders.
Strike at the High Lord's foes.
Wait, how did... Wow, they got distracted by... Oh, they got distracted by the infested spawning.
You have left your probe. Your next objective is under assault.
Oh, this is lovely.
Must I compensate for your weakness? Back to the shadows. Your allies have entered combat without you. Your enemy strikes at a pylon.
Hyperions inbound.
Your allies have entered combat without you. I'm here in the shadow. Back to the shadows.
Well, this is ugly. I'm definitely used
Try to stay to the pylon.
to the good overcharge.
Your allies have entered combat without you. Your allies have entered combat without you. Your allies
We got that up here.
without you.
I mean, these things attacking with the delay and everything
Dares to attack our base.
still
Combat without you
barely do as much damage as a single charged blast
is under assault.
That's the last of us. I
with
can't thank
long
you
cooldown
enough.
and not can't hit. I
You
don't know.
saved us all.
I don't. Obviously, that went very poorly overall. Very, very poorly. That went really badly. We won, technically, I guess. I'm used to being able to throw out a trio of overcharges and essentially wipe out whatever's there. And that's with like a 600 point shield and 100 DPS per overcharge rather than a 200 point shield and, 32 DPS. Bit of a difference. So I saw that the Raynor was being very aggressive there and clearing out a bunch of stuff that didn't need to be cleared out. I could have been more, but yeah. Okay.